What's up, YouTube? Robbie Vapes back again, and today we got another edition of Robbie Rambles, so stay tuned. That is right, guys. Today we have another edition of Robbie Rambles, and basically, I know it's been a long time since I put one out. I think the last one I put out was actually Christmas time, if I'm not mistaken. Honestly, guys, I got a lot of stuff to rant about and ramble about, so bear with me here. I have a feeling this video could end up offending some people. It's not meant to, but just know that there's a few things that I have on my chest that I have to get off, and I'm going to try and edit, or not edit, but I should say censor myself a little bit as far as which topics I want to cover in this video. I think I'm going to put one or two of them in another Rambles video, maybe a week or two down the line, but basically this video is just all about a few different things, and I really just wanted to get them out there for you guys, get your opinions on it, and just kind of talk about a few things that have been, I wouldn't say bugging me, but just in my mind for the last couple weeks kind of thing, maybe even upwards of a month in some cases, but just wanted to get them out there for you guys to decide and hear what your opinions are. The first one I want to talk about, and this has been brought up more and more recently, unfortunately because of a certain reviewer who made some decisions that were not in the best interest of the vaping community. I am not going to talk about this anymore. It has been over talked about. Honestly, I think it's just completely drawn out. Either you like the person or you don't, you subscribe to him or you unsubscribe or you never did subscribe to him. Whatever the option is, it's up to you. I'm not here to tell you to unsubscribe or to subscribe to him or any of that stuff. I'm not here to defend him or attack him. All I'm here to say is to kind of address one of the issues that came out of this whole ordeal. And because of what happened, a lot of viewers, that's right, viewers, you guys who are watching this right now, and I'm not saying everyone here, but I'm saying some of you are starting to question reviewers as far as their ethics and how they put together a review. And a lot of you guys have also mentioned one thing that, again, it's not bugging me, but I want to address as politely as I can. And again, it's not meant to be harsh, it's not meant to make me sound like an asshole, and it's not meant to call out anyone for that matter either. What I want to address is a lot of people recently have been saying reviewers aren't doing bad reviews anymore. And a lot of people are saying or speculating that the reason why we're not doing bad reviews is because we're scared that we're going to lose sponsorships or people aren't going to send us products anymore to review and all this other stuff. And I think that to address that right now, I'm primarily talking about myself here as far as why some of my reviews haven't been as negative as what they used to be in some cases. But again, I just want to stress a few things here, and I want to say that I'm mostly speaking for myself. If other reviewers want to come forward and say the same thing about themselves as well, by all means, I welcome it. I hope more people do come forward and back me on this, unless I'm the only one who thinks this way. But in my defense, and I think in some reviewers' defense, as far as what people are looking for out of a bad review, is a lot of people have been asking for like complete bashing of devices or of product that were being sent. And the reason why a lot of us aren't doing it anymore, not a lot of us, why I'm not doing it anymore, and you'll notice I still have bad reviews, and I still have reviews that I don't give, or devices or product that I don't give the best reviews to. In fact, I did one just a couple weeks ago on the Yokozuna tank. But again, I didn't bash it. The last device I probably bashed, there's two that come to mind. One of them, yes, I'm saying the name again. I hate to keep saying this, but Kim-sun comes to mind as one of them that myself and several others ended up bashing. But even more than that, a product that I bashed that not everybody bashed was the Kanger AnyBox. That was a big device that I completely tore apart. And it made me realize something when I did it, when I bashed a device that heavily, and some of you guys loved it. Some of you guys couldn't believe that a reviewer was talking bad about a product. Now, mind you, that one wasn't sent to me, and admittedly it wasn't, but the Yokozuna tank was. Although, again, I didn't go to the bashing level that I did on, say, the AnyBox, but I definitely said I don't recommend it. And I think where that comes from, as far as me being a little bit more light-footed when it comes to how I actually negatively review a product, it pretty much started with the AnyBox. And I started to realize something in the comments section. A lot of people were split. I agree with you, it sucks, I hate it, it leaks, it's garbage, blah, blah, blah. And then some of you guys were on the opposite end saying, I love it, I bought one myself, I love it, I can't wait to use it every day, and it's gonna, it's easily my favorite device. And as far as that goes, I'm not saying that just because I bash a product doesn't mean you should maybe pass on it. But further to that point, and again, going back to that reason why I don't bash products anymore, and I instead give them a politely negative review, if that makes sense. It all comes back to the fact that I started realizing that a lot of people watch reviews for more than the reason why I personally thought they watch reviews. I used to think people watch reviews just to find out if they should buy a product or not. And I think a lot of reviewers still think that way. Maybe there's some who've realized this as well, but the one thing I did realize is, and I should have realized this sooner, because I'm actually this type of person. And maybe some of you guys out there are as well, and if you are, there's nothing wrong with that. But I think some people watch reviews not just to decide whether or not to buy a product, but instead watch it after they bought a product. They almost want confirmation that they made the right decision in buying the product. And I know, personally speaking, when I've bought a product and I go to watch reviews on it because I'm so excited that I got it, and then all of a sudden all the reviews are negative, it is a little bit disheartening to me as a buyer of a product. And that doesn't mean vaping in general, that means anything. That means an electronic device, it means a game, it means whatever it might be, right? And I think when I go out and buy a product and then I see a whole bunch of negative reviews on it, rather than fill myself with regret or with any sort of negative feeling around my purchase, I instead try to justify it to myself saying, well, you know what, they're not the type of people who would like this. I am. That's why I like this product. I don't care what anyone else says. And sometimes the frustration level gets a little bit higher, and in some cases we may lose our cool. I know I've done this once or twice and put a comment saying you don't know what you're talking about, or that you make no sense, you forgot about this feature, which is one of the favorite features on this device or on this product, and you forgot about this as well, and all in all, I hate this review, you're a terrible person, blah blah blah. Anyways, I mean, I don't go that far, but you get the point. And the point is, and the reason why I understand this so much is that it's hard knowing that you spent your hard-earned money on something that you really probably do like, and yet again you seek that confirmation from other people saying that it is a great product or that it is the best thing I've ever seen. And when you don't see it, it does tend to upset people, and myself included a little bit, knowing that my hard-earned money essentially went down the drain on a product that I was so excited for 10 minutes ago when I carried it out of the store, and now all of a sudden I get home and watch reviews, and now I'm no longer excited, I'm more frustrated or angry, and what I'm trying to say here is that this all ties into why I don't bash products anymore, because I don't want to give that terrible feeling that someone has of regret or of remorse or of any sort of thing like that where they feel frustrated about their purchase, and I don't want to make someone who just spent their hard-earned money on a product they've been trying to maybe save up for or they've been looking forward to for weeks or months or whatever it might be, and then come to see my videos of a complete bashing of a product just because I didn't like it, and ultimately give them that kind of really bad feeling inside that maybe I shouldn't have spent my hard-earned money on this and I should have got something else. So again, if you like a product and you see myself or any other reviewer for that matter give it a poor or a negative review, please don't take it personally, because it's not what we're trying to do. And it's not something that we want to be involved with. We don't want to make people feel bad about their purchase. That's not what we want to do as reviewers. Our goal as reviewers is to try and help people and educate them through the process of buying a product, but I think we have to keep in mind that that isn't the only thing or the only reason why we're doing these reviews. Those aren't the only viewers watching this. There's also some reviewers, as I mentioned, watching it to get confirmation of their purchase. And I think keeping that in mind going forward, and as I've done in the last couple of weeks especially, I think that really leads me to believe that I shouldn't be doing as spiteful or as vengeful or as hateful or as bashful. Actually, bashful, not the proper term, but you get what I'm saying. Anyways, I don't want to be that person who makes someone feel bad about a purchase, especially if they felt good about it before watching my video. And that's why I go kind of easy on some of the products I've been reviewing lately, it's not because I'm trying to get more products for free or anything like that. It's because I genuinely feel for the people who are watching it, and as they're watching it, they're slowly crumbling on the inside thinking, why did I buy this? Or they're becoming frustrated saying, well, I like this, why doesn't he like it? And it all comes down to, the best way to finish this kind of rant off is that it all comes down to, we all have individual likes and dislikes, and we all have individual subjective features that we all look for in devices, whether it be an electronic, whether it be an electronic cigarette, whether it be a vaping device, whether it be a juice for that matter, especially with juice in fact, because juice, I could sit here praising a juice that you may not like at all, or I may sit here bashing a juice that all of a sudden it becomes one of the most popular juices out there. And that's just because my palate is so much different than anyone else's, and I'm sure each of us have our own different palate of what we like to vape on. But again, so that's what I wanted to mention, is that I guess I wanted to put some clarification out there. Believe me, the large majority of the reviewers out there are not putting out reviews that are meant to be over positive, I guess. We're doing our best to put these reviews out there for you guys and to give you the most information possible to help you make that buying decision. But at the same time, for me personally, I have cut back on bashing devices or completely tearing them apart and saying, you know, I hate this or blah, blah, blah. Because it really, again, I am sensitive to those people out there who are watching and seeing a reviewer review a product that they just purchased and talking negatively or completely bashing that product, especially, and instantly causing that regret that obviously no one wants to feel. So I'm going to leave it at that. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. I know some people out there are going to say, we want you to bash the product, we don't care. But there's, again, just remember to think about the people who are watching the reviews for more than just information. And I'm not saying that it's right for me to go easy on a product because I don't want to offend anyone. Obviously, as a reviewer, I have to put that aside as much as possible. But at the same time, I don't want to say unnecessary things in a review that would lead someone to believe that the product I'm reviewing is the worst thing on the planet and no one's ever going to like it, because that's not true. Some products I review that I don't like, I know a lot of people do like, and vice versa. Some products that I've reviewed that I do like, other people don't like, and it just comes down to that. So just wanted to put that out there, guys. It's a little rant for you guys. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on this. And of course, because it's a Robbie Rambles video, there's going to be a ton of, comment participation down there. So just wanted to mention that really quickly as well. Alright guys, moving on to the next topic I have. This one is a bit of a sensitive topic. And I know there's a lot of people who I might offend with this. It's not meant to offend you. I'm actually trying to defend certain people with this next topic. It's not meant against you, it's actually meant against people who are, I don't want to say sponsoring you, but who are, and again, I can't say hiring you, but who are using you, I guess is the best way to put it, who are using you to promote their products, in particular juice. This has been a big thing I've seen recently in a lot of my Facebook posts. A lot of the times I look at my feed and all I see are these new juice reps who are sitting there trying to promote a product or a juice that isn't their own, and who are basically trying to go to stores or whatever on their own time, their own dime, their own gas money for that matter, to try and help promote these new juice lines and get them out there. So we have all these things now coming out. I'm the rep for this place, and I'm the rep for this state or this province or this local area or this shop or whatever it might be, right? I'm the new juice rep for this. And here's where my problem comes in. And by the way, this is not geared toward every single person who has reps in different cities or whatever. This is geared to the people who just came out with a juice line and who are basically pimping out their juice to people for no money and for little profits as well, to basically use these people in order to leverage their own juice lines. Now, I'm not saying that most of the big name companies are doing this, because a lot of them aren't. It's just smaller guys, the guys who are making their juice out of their basement or whatever, and who have really no lab equipment or anything like that, or any sort of standards to what they're doing. And I'm not saying the juice is bad, and I'm not trying to bash how they're making their juice. If they want to make their juice in their kitchen sink and it sells, to each their own. As long as you disclose where you're making it, I'm fine with that. But my biggest thing is, again, coming back to the distributors or these representatives who are representing the juice brand in their city or in a different province or state or whatever it might be. And why I have a problem with this is we are literally talking about a pyramid scheme in some of these cases. It is that bad. I have a juice line, I need some reps in this city and this city and this city. You guys are my reps. I'm not going to pay you anything. You'll make pennies on the dollar per bottle of juice you sell. And by the way, you're using your own car, your own gas mileage, your own expenses and everything like that to try and promote the juice. It's all in your hands. Meanwhile, I'm going to take the most profit. The store's going to take the other 49% of the profit, and you got 1% of the profit, which is, like I said, usually pennies on the dollar. So here's where I have a problem with this. Again, I'm not trying to insult anyone who might be a juice representative in a certain city or area. I'm actually trying to defend most of you guys, because I've seen a lot of you guys who I can already tell are not getting paid to do these representations of juice lines, and who are doing it anyways. And I think what's happening here is juice makers are taking advantage of people who vape and who are so passionate about the hobby, they just want to get involved any way they can. So they're taking advantage of these people, they're making them go out and sell their product for them, doing all the legwork for them, and basically collecting all the profits in the end, which makes no sense to me. And it frustrates me that I see so many people in my Facebook feed being taken advantage of. Now again, there's certain people in my Facebook feed who this is not geared toward, and I hope the people who I'm talking about who are doing this legitimately and properly, and who themselves are going to stores and promoting the products, I hope you guys know who I'm talking about, and I'm not going to name any names on either side of it, but again, I hope you know who I'm referring to when I say who are reputable and when I say who are being taken advantage of. And I think deep down, most of you guys, if you ask yourself this, when I'm spending money on gas, maybe even marketing material, promotional material, your own juice or something like that, I mean, you're basically, I've seen this a couple times where people are buying the juice at wholesale prices and then being forced to sell it to retail stores, and it's a pyramid scheme is what it is. And it's just mind-blowing, and at some point we're going to end up having reps of reps of reps, because the reps are finally going to feel like, why am I doing all the legwork on this for 10% of the profits, and yet I can just hire someone else, give them half of my profits, and I do nothing. I'm sitting back taking a 5% kickback. And it's going to carry on the chain all the way down, and eventually we're going to see this huge pyramid scheme in e-juice, of all things, becoming this popularity thing. I mean, it's going to be very popular. I feel like if no one addresses this now, it's going to get worse. And yes, I'm the one to address it, and yes, I'm the one who's feeling for these people who are out there making next to nothing doing this, and I can tell right away when someone comes in and they're saying they're a rep for a company, and meanwhile they spent all their money getting to that vape store or to wherever they're promoting it, or on their Facebook page or whatever, and that's pretty popular too. Hey, I'm the new rep for so-and-so e-juice. By the way, here's all my lines. If you want to get this juice, contact me and I'll give it to you for a good deal. And they're getting it for wholesale prices, trying to sell it privately because that makes them a little bit more money. But in the end, it basically doesn't regulate the pricing on that e-juice. And a store is selling it for $20, you're selling it for $15, and the wholesaler is sitting there laughing because he doesn't give a shit. He's the one, or he or she is the one sitting back collecting profits. It's genius on their part, but it's also completely it's completely unethical. Having people being taken advantage of for their passion in this hobby and in this industry is extremely frustrating to me, and it bothers the hell out of me that I see it more and more commonly, especially more recently. I mean, since I would say over the last year, it has changed night and day. A year ago, your juice reps were the people who were paid properly, who were being transported, who paid for, they were given the juice ahead of time, and they just had to send back certain profits or whatever. And now it's basically become this whole nightmare of a mess, and so-and-so selling for this city, and that guy's selling for that city. But by the way, they're not actually making any money, they're not being paid for it unless they actually sell something. It's the whole aspect of this door-to-door salesman turned into a vape type scenario, I guess. And it bothers the hell out of me seeing people being taken advantage of like that. And I'm not trying to, hurt anyone who maybe loves doing it. Maybe you're doing it for next to nothing because you love it that much. And again, if you're doing it, yeah, that's, you know, that's good for you that you want to get involved in the vape industry in some level, but I feel like that is not the level to get involved at. I feel like if you really want to do some sort of representation of the vape industry, you should either work out a proper contract or a proper agreement between yourself and the manufacturer, or in this case, the maker of the e-juice. And I think that you should be compensated at the very least for your mileage, for your time, and at the very least, you know, be given a reasonable amount of money for selling each bottle of juice. Because what you may not understand is you're literally doing all the work for them. All they're doing is sitting there at home making juice, sending it out to you guys, and then of course after that, you guys do all the legwork. You're doing the hard part of this, and you're the ones who are out there putting your money on the line. And I just don't want to see it happen to a lot of my subscribers or any of my followers or anyone for that matter. Forget if they're a follower of mine or a subscriber of mine, it doesn't matter. I don't like seeing people being taken advantage of, and it bothers the hell out of me. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess for me it's just one of those things that I'm seeing it more and more. I don't want to stand for something like this. I don't want to be the person who keeps quiet and lets this keep on going on the way it is. I just think that people need to be compensated properly for what they're doing and for their work, and not just be taken advantage of because of their passion. So I'll leave that at that. Again, it wasn't meant to offend anyone. It wasn't meant for me to be calling anyone out for that matter. It's just meant to be a warning that, believe it or not, some of us are seeing what you're doing, and you may want to straighten up a little bit, because I can tell you right now, if I get a hold of any of those e-juices that people are distributing or representing or whatever, I will give it a very shitty review, because that to me is the number one reason why I will not vape on e-juice. It's basically slavery. It's basically, I mean, it's under minimum wage. It's absolutely a joke what some of these guys are making, and it bothers the hell out of me. And I just want to say this: if you have a juice line and you have representatives who you are not compensating well enough, I will give your juice a terrible review. And you don't have to send me the juice. I will buy the juice from the distributor, help them out a little bit, and then give it a shitty review. And yes, I feel bad that that's going to hurt the distributor, but at the same time, it's going to hurt you just as much, if not more, because you're the one taking the most profit off it. So yes, if you're making a juice, I will review it, and if you're taking advantage of people, it will not be a good review. I don't care how good the juice is. I'll mention that it's a good juice, but I will firstly say that it is basically absolutely embarrassing what you're doing to this industry if that's how you want to act. Again, I'm losing my cool a little bit here, and I said I wasn't going to bash anything, but that just drives me absolutely nuts when people are not properly compensated for the work that they're doing for you. If you're a business owner, which you are if you're making e-juice and selling it, I don't care if you don't have a business license, I don't care if you're not reporting taxes. You are still a business owner in my eyes. Watch yourself and make sure that you're treating the people who are helping you properly. By the way, giving someone a bottle of juice for selling 30 of your juices is not properly compensating them. I've said my piece. Oh, all right. Let's try and cool down from that one a little bit. Let's talk about some other stuff we got coming up here on February 24th. And what I'm going to do, and you'll probably see this if you got this far, thank you. But I know a lot of people won't get this far, I don't think. But if you do, or even if you don't, I'll actually splice out a segment of this and put it at the beginning of the video rather than right now. But I'm going to leave it here now as well. And I'll re-record a separate section, just a little quick piece on the same thing. But on Wednesday, February 24th at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I will be doing a live Q&A to basically just to celebrate my 1-year anniversary on YouTube since I started this channel. So February 24th is my 1-year anniversary. I'm super excited. I want as many people as I can get to participate, and because of that, I just want to mention it now ahead of time. I'll probably end up mentioning it as well on social media networks, my Facebook, maybe my Instagram, my Vaporium, the Vapedom, anywhere else that I can mention it. And I just want to get as many people as I can to come in, ask me any questions they have about anything I've either reviewed, about my review styles, maybe something I can improve on, anything like that. Let me know, and we'll do that in the Q&A section and everything. or in the live Q&A section on Wednesday, February 24th, which again is my 1 year YouTube anniversary. So just celebrate, figured I'd do a live show. Just want to put it in here as well. Like I said, it'll also be at the beginning of the video. Maybe I'll just do like a word thing at the beginning, just saying like, attention, live show, February 24th, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, just wanted to put that out there. If you guys ever want to ask me something or anything, I know I've been very bad about replying to comments recently, which I guess leads me to another rant. Speaking of which, I don't know if I'm going to be doing any more giveaways in a review anymore. And the reason I say that is because it kills me to put a review out that has a giveaway in it and not be able to reply to the comments when people have questions about something because I don't want to alter anything in the actual giveaway. I don't want to compromise the integrity of the giveaway, so I never reply to them until after the giveaway's been claimed, which, by the way, the Blitz Hanya RTA, George did come forward and he has claimed the prize, so I will be sending it out. Actually, by the time you see this video, it will already be sent out, George, if you're watching this. But again, just want to put that out there. But going back to my main point, I don't want to put the giveaways in reviews anymore just because I don't like not replying to comments, and it kills me inside to sit here and wait when some of you guys have questions and everything, and I want to answer them. And in the past, what I could do was I'd send you guys a message on YouTube if you had a good question, and I'd reply to it on YouTube. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, and I don't know if this is YouTube that changed, if I'm just an idiot and I can't find it anymore, but basically, I used to be able to have a little send message icon on anyone's YouTube account, and for some reason that's gone away. I can't send messages on YouTube anymore, and I think most of you guys can't send one to me, or maybe you can. I don't know, but anyways, because of that reason, and because I can't reply to the comments the way I used to, I probably won't be doing giveaway videos in a review anymore, and they'll most likely end up being separate giveaway videos just for the giveaway, just so I can reply to people who have genuine comments and genuine questions about a video or about a review that I've done or anything like that. So I did want to mention that. Obviously, you know, the big one I'm referring to, actually there's two. The Hanya RTA one, I had a ton of questions on there. I will be probably replying to some of them as soon as I get time. And the second one, of course, my most recent giveaway, which is still going, and that's for the Panda V12. Just wanted to again mention that I don't like not replying to comments, especially when I do have time and there's a good comment I see coming in, and I'm like, I want to reply. And there's even been times where I've clicked the reply button, type my reply, and then I look up and be like, oh shit, it's a giveaway video, and I have to basically cancel out of it, and you know, again, try and keep the integrity of the giveaway as best as I can. So just wanted to put that out there. Let me know what your thoughts are. I don't know, and maybe I'm super paranoid or I don't understand YouTube enough. Maybe by replying to comments, I'm not actually altering anything in the giveaway. I haven't tried it yet, and I don't want to try it now. I'd almost rather do like a fake giveaway, if you know what I mean, where it's a fake giveaway, let's do it, blah, 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 and then I can reply to all the comments below, and basically I'll do a random comment generator 20 times or 25 times, enough times where I do it enough, where I get a good sized sample to figure out if my replies actually do alter the comments. And the biggest thing is, then again, even if it didn't, if I reply to your comment and then you reply to mine, it does add a double post to the giveaway, which means you'd technically be disqualified. And what I'm usually used to doing is if someone does a double post and it's the exact same post just 2 or 3 times, I'll actually remove one of the posts for you if you didn't notice it or you didn't catch it in time. No big deal. I've seen it happen to me even on other videos. Obviously not giveaway videos, but just in general, where I've typed a comment, it doesn't show up, I hit reply again, and then all of a sudden I refresh the page and there's 2 comments on the screen from me with the exact same wording on it. So just want to put it out there. I don't know, I don't think I'm going to be doing giveaways and reviews anymore. They'll be separate, which on one hand I really don't want to do because it basically just promotes people only subscribing for giveaways. And if that's what you want to do, it doesn't really offend me, but I'd like to see a little bit more engagement from some of my subscribers, you know, on other videos. I feel like I have a lot of the same subscribers, you know, commenting to all of my videos every single time I put one out. And the funny thing is, on the giveaway videos, those are usually the same subscribers who have good questions about a device, and I can't answer them. So again, just want to put it out there. Now, one thing I will say is if you do have any questions on a giveaway I've done, or I haven't answered your question in an appropriate amount of time, send me an email, send me a message on YouTube, send me a Facebook message if you're on my Facebook. Whatever works, I'm happy to answer the question, especially if it's a good one, because most of them are. In fact, I caught one the other day that was a really good question, and I don't know how I missed it. It was like a month old, but I had to reply to it as soon as I saw it. And I think the question was, how often do you go through a tank of juice with this? Because I mentioned, I usually mention battery power when it comes to my devices, but admittedly, one thing I don't mention is how often I go through juice in a tank. And sometimes I have mentioned it in the past of how many tanks I've run through or how many tanks of juice I've run through the tank in a certain amount of time, let's say a month or 3 weeks or 2 weeks leading up to the review itself, but I often forget how quickly I go through juice in some of these devices. And I'll answer that question on the Panda. I don't think that was asked on the Panda. I think it was asked on the Z-Pal Coral tank, which I replied back depending on what time of day it is. If I'm at work, obviously I have designated vape breaks, so I only vape so much in a day during the work day. So I go through a tank maybe once every work day kind of thing, maybe twice on the Z-Pal Coral tank if it's a heavy day. The second answer to that question on the Z-Pal Coral tank, and I'm answering it here, but I'll answer the Panda one afterwards as well. The second response would be if it's a weekend and evening. Either of those, I would say I go through about a tank of juice probably once every 1 to 1.5 hours, maybe 2 hours, depending on what juice it is, depending on what I'm vaping on, or if I have anything else vaping as well. So that was for the Z-Pal Coral tank. With the Panda V12, I would say I was going through a tank of juice once in a work day. I never had to refill it at all. With the Z-Pal Coral tank, there were some days I did, but with the Panda tank, I can get at least a full day of work, and usually a little bit into the evening, after work, maybe the drive home kind of thing. By the time I get home, I'll usually fill it up. As far as evenings and weekends go for the Panda tank, depending on what coil I'm using actually, with the 1 ohm Clapton coil I was using at the end of that review, and what I've still been using to this day actually, I would say I was going through a tank of juice roughly every 2.5 hours, almost on the dot for an evening or a weekend. It was definitely going through pretty quickly. On a heavy use day, I could go through a tank in an hour and a bit, so it's definitely there. On a heavy use tank, although on a heavy use day for the Z-Pal Coral tank, I could go through an entire tank in 45 minutes, but mind you, I'm vaping at 120 watts in that tank with a 0.5 ohm coil in there, which I love, by the way. Not trying to promote it or anything like that, but just I'm a big fan of that Z-Pal Coral tank, and I gotta be honest, it's probably my favorite tank still to this date. I've had other tanks which I really like. Like I said, that Panda is still in my rotation, and it's a great switch. I actually have a different flavor in that than I would in my Z-Pal Coral tank, so I do get 2 different flavors going on. Try and reduce the vape tongue a little bit, but no, it's honestly a really good tank, and it's still in my rotation today. And I think I actually like the 1 ohm Clapton coil the best out of all the coils I've tried. Just having this second coil go through, and you've seen how well that first one held up as far as the dirtiness of the cotton. It was super clean. But anyways, so just want to talk about that as well. And I don't want to make this video too long, but I'm pretty sure it's already long enough. So I guess what I'll do is I'll probably end it here. I don't think I have anything else I want to talk about, at least in this video. I am debating on doing another edition of Robbie Rambles, maybe a week down the road. And again, if I do that one, it may not be labeled as a Rambles video, it might be labeled as something else, but it will be essentially a ramble. And I say that because one of the topics I really want to discuss, I think I can make an entire video out of it, and at the same time, I know it's going to piss off a lot of people. Which I seem to be doing a lot of recently, so I guess I'm getting used to it. But I'm debating whether or not I want to put that video out or not. Just something I've been thinking about recently. It's one of the things that I've often wanted to consider doing, and there's reasons why I do want to do it and reasons why I don't want to do it. And it's not just because I'm going to end up pissing people off. It's actually for other reasons that I don't want to do it. And I think that I have to weigh the balances each way to decide if I put that video out or if I just leave it as it is and just in my mind kind of thing. So with that being said, I think that pretty much ends the video here. I'll give you guys a sneak peek at my next review. It's actually going to be a juice review. I know you guys don't like juice reviews, but this one, I don't know, this one's actually kind of cool. So this is actually a juice that Billy just reviewed, and I actually commented on it because I knew I was getting it myself, and so I watched this video and I wanted to see what he thought of. So this is the 4 Foggers juice, and I've been vaping it quite a bit actually. I'm a pretty big fan of it. It is zero nic because it has to be zero nic to get across the border, unfortunately, which means I cannot test the nicotine quality of it. Although, just a heads up, if the quality of the nicotine is as good as the actual juice itself, I think it's a pretty safe bet. I haven't even nicked it myself yet. Like, it's just still zero nic right now that I'm using. And the reason I haven't actually spiked it myself is because I don't want to lose the integrity of the juice before I put that review out. But anyways, just wanted to put that out there. That will be my next review. And the one thing that I wanted to mention about that juice in particular, and I'll take a quick vape first and then I'll tell you it, but just wanted to mention one thing about the juice that I wasn't going to mention the juice review, so I figured I'd mention it here. But anyways. Alright, the one thing I wanted to mention, and the reason why I'm actually excited to do this juice review, unlike some juice reviews I've done, it kind of feels like it's a little bit more work. I found it kind of funny that the name was the 4 Foggers, because instead of being drawn to the thought of the founding fathers and things like that it was based off of, I was drawn to the 4 Foggers. Hank Vapes, Vaping Heathen, Homeboy Josh, and myself, Robbie Vapes, the 4 Foggers. So I just thought that was kind of cool that it had the name of the 4 Foggers, and it made me think of Project F.O.G, obviously. If you don't know what Project F.O.G is, I always have a link down in the description to Project F.O.G, so make sure to go check it out. It's a live show, airs every Sunday, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, roughly 3 a.m. London's or UTC time zone. I don't know, I'm making that shit up now, I'm just making it up. I'm really bad at time zones outside of North America, unfortunately, but anyways, so that's what I have coming up shortly as well. I also have the review on the home wrecker coming out very shortly as well. I haven't started recording, but I've got to the point where I feel very comfortable and very confident I can put out a very fair and honest review. And I'm not going to spoil anything on that one, so you have to watch that to find out what my thoughts are on it. But yeah, I think that pretty much ends the video here. So, thank you all for watching, and if you're still with me, I usually do a bit of a bonus here at the end, just to reward the people who are always with me and who are always, watching till the end. And I have no idea what I can do as a bonus. I would drink e-juice, but I did that in Breaking Mods, which you'll find out soon enough. By the way, do not drink e-juice, especially if it contains nicotine. But even if it doesn't contain nicotine, even though the ingredients are safe, it's not a pleasant feeling afterwards. I will confirm that from firsthand, and although I'm fine, as you can see, I do not recommend it because it is the most unpleasant experience you will have out of a lot of things. So there you go, that's the bonus. Breaking Mods, little sneak peek, little preview into Breaking Mods episode 3. By the way, by the time this airs, I will probably have already been or in the process of doing the filming for episode 3, the final portion of it. So once I have that, once we have that filmed, which again we're doing tomorrow because this is being recorded on Friday night. But again, by the time you watch this, it'll be this morning, I think. If I get this video out Saturday, which I'm hoping to after editing and everything, which I don't plan on doing a ton of editing in this video, because it's a rambling video and because I just feel like it should be raw and uncut. Anyways, so it's funny because I just said I'll see you next time, and now I went on this other 5-minute long rant. But anyways, I promise that's it. So Breaking Mods coming out very soon. The last piece of filming will be done tomorrow or today by the time you're watching this. It may already be done. And yes, then it's just a matter of putting everything together and editing and putting out a great video for you guys to enjoy, which I hope you do. That's it. So I guess that's a preview. It's kind of a lame preview. I promise I'll get something better for my next Robbie Rambles, but in the meantime, that's what you get. I know it's been a long video, so I appreciate every single one of you guys tuning in, watching this, and if you're still here, you guys are awesome. So, thank you all for watching, and until next time, YouTube, Happy vaping.